sabre in a segment of sledgehammers. Is that what the Aston Martin DBX 707 is? An Aston Martin SUV is already something pretty unique. With 770 PS, more attitude and a top speed knocking on the door of 200 miles an hour, this is better.
Aston Martin's first SUV, the DBX, was created very much with this uprated version, the DBX 707, in mind. With some of the shackles removed from the asking price, the Gaydon engineers were given free rein to develop the ultimate version of this design in a bid to create the fastest, most powerful and best handling SUV ever. A lot more's been done here than to simply push the 4-litre V8 engine's power output up to 770 PS. Almost every aspect of the drivetrain has been re-engineered, and there are visual and cabin changes too. The idea was to truly unlock the performance potential within the DBX to create a world-beating, high-performance SUV. Every area of this car has been enhanced to boost performance, intensify driving involvement and amplify its on-road presence. Engine, transmission, suspension, brakes, all of it's been re-engineered to create the kind of DBX you suspect the development team really wanted in the first place. Any SUV claiming ultimate status has to have a sky-high power output, of course. Here, the 4-litre V8's output has been raised from 562 to 707 PS, hence the name, and a 200 Nm increase in torque to 900 Nm. As a result, the 62-mile-an-hour sprint time drops to just 3.3 seconds from 4.4. The top speed rises to 193 miles an hour from 181. That kind of performance would eventually wreck the standard model gearbox, so a new 9-speed wet clutch auto transmission has been installed, better capable of handling the extra grunt and dealing with the extra race start feature added into the car's GT Sport and Sport Plus drive modes. The electronic limited slip rear differential had to be re-engineered for the extra torque too, as did the brakes. They're now of the track-level carbon ceramic kind. On top of that, the air suspension gets a dedicated chassis tune with new damper settings and recalibration of dynamic spring valving. Plus, the electronic power steering system has been adjusted to improve steering feel. And the electronic active roll control setup gains revised parameters that heighten the sense of agility and improve the aggressive balance of the car. This 707 model has a subtly different look with revised front-end treatment that sees it receive special louvered bonnet blades, a larger front grille and a different design of daytime running lights, complete with revised air intakes and brake cooling ducts, plus a smarter gloss black front splitter profile. The satin chrome grille, enlarged to significantly increase cooling airflow to both the ultra-high performance V8 and the tougher 9-speed transmission, features double vanes, the 6 horizontal bars split to create extra visual interest. In profile, there are dark satin chrome window surrounds and gloss black side sills, which feature a deeper and more heavily sculpted profile to give the DBX 707 a ground-hugging stance. At the back, there's a more overt lip spoiler and a significantly enlarged twin rear diffuser, rising to meet the larger diameter quad exhaust system that's finished in satin black. Inside, the main change is the addition of a circular drive mode selector at the bottom of the centre stack. Sport seats are fitted as standard, and the interior features a dark chrome finish for the switchgear with bright chrome carbon fibre trimming available as an option. As with the standard model, there's comfortable space for two in the rear. And you get a big 632-litre boot, extendable to 1,529 litres with the 40-20-40 split rear seat folded. You didn't think it was going to be inexpensive, did you? Of course it isn't. The standard DBX, retailing at the time of this test in autumn 2022 from around £172,000. Inevitably, you'll need a lot more than that for this faster 707 version. At the time of this review, the cost of one of these was £190,000. And there'll be lots to add to those figures, of course, once you've begun to tick a few options boxes. What else could you consider that's similar in this segment? A comparable Lamborghini Urus Performante would probably cost about the same as a 707 once you spec'd it up properly. For a bit less, there's the red label version of BMW's XM, which is a V8 plug-in hybrid, and Porsche's Cayenne Coupe Turbo GT, with 640 PS and a £150,000 price tag, might be tempting if you want a really dynamic SUV of this type. If you don't, you'll be looking at models like Bentley's Bentayga Speed. And you'll need a lot more for the Maranello entrant to this exclusive sector, the Ferrari Puro Sangue. Think £350,000 for one of those. Even a Rolls-Royce Cullinan's £300,000 price tag looks affordable compared to that. As for this 707 model's spec, well, along with the extra power, you get bespoke exterior looks with gloss black additions and bigger spoilers, plus a more prominent lower rear diffuser and soft-closed doors. Inside, there's a more unique interior with a dark chrome switchgear finish and micro-perforated upholstery. The seats, here 16-way adjustable, come either in a mixture of leather and Alcantara, or they can be fully upholstered in softer, semi-aniline leather, embroidered with Aston Martin branding and featuring a contrast centre stripe. There's a sports exhaust, and the brakes are of the track-style carbon ceramic kind. The running cost figures for this DBX 707 are almost identical to those of the standard DBX, 19.9 mpg on the combined cycle and a smoky CO2 stat of 323 grams per kilometre. In town it'll be a lot worse, think 12 to 13 mpg according to the official urban stats. Aston Martin thinks that on a long motorway run you might be able to edge up towards 25 mpg, which in theory would give you an operating range of around 460 miles from the 85-litre fuel tank. But that seems pretty unlikely to us, given that even during periods of quite restrained driving over lengthier trips, we struggle to get near the 20 mpg mark throughout our test. The 350-mile range is more realistic, and if you drive this car hard, you probably won't even get near to that. The combined efficiency stats we just quoted you are about the same as you get from the huge 6-litre W12 engine used by the Bentley Bentayga Speed, which really isn't good enough. Residual values ought to be reasonable. Official sources are quoting 56% after 3 years, about the same as a Lamborghini Urus or Bentley Bentayga. Insurance premiums probably won't be. Think top of the shop Group 50. Servicing can be monitored along with wear for the expensive bespoke Pirelli P0 tyres on the instrument cluster display, and garage visits are required every year or 10,000 miles, whichever comes first, and scheduled maintenance costs are fixed. There's a 3-year unlimited mileage warranty with the option of extending that for either 12 or 24 months when it expires. Is this, as its maker claims, the fastest, most powerful, best handling and most engaging car of its kind? Well, Ferrari, Lamborghini and even BMW will all take issue with that, but if in preference to a Puro Sangue, a Urus or an XM, you decide upon a DBX 707, you'll be unlikely to be disappointed. Cars of this sort were once blunt instruments that lurched about with their huge V8 engines and engineering embarrassment. The DBX 707, though, is part of a new, more involving breed of uber-fast SU VIPs, and we were impressed by the extent of the dynamic changes made over the standard DBX to create it. The ultimate SUV? Maybe not, but it gets very close.